the most important thing, after you watch this episode, there is a free downloadable kitchen pantry guide. I've made it super easy for you. If you weren't able to take notes, guess what? Just go to if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead to the description. If you're listening to this as a podcast, go ahead and go to the show notes, and there is a free downloadable spring pantry cleaning list. It gives you step-by-step cleaning out your pantry, reorganizing it, and preparing for healthy meals for the spring. I hope it's super helpful, you guys. Thank you for joining me for this podcast today. Thank you for joining me for this YouTube video, and thank you for just being part of our community. Hi, welcome back to Your Sweetest Life with Stephanie J. I'm Stephanie J, and I'm excited because it's coming to be spring. Spring is almost here. I love spring. I love everything about spring, except for allergies. But today, I'm excited to be talking to you about some spring prep. Now, spring cleaning, I remember growing up and my mom used to make us do spring cleaning. We had to clean out all the windshields and do all the things. And now that I have my own home after, all these years of being an adult, I enjoy spring cleaning because it's a time to get rid of the old and in with the new. And that's why I love what spring represents. It represents getting rid of old, getting rid of the things that didn't work, getting rid of the things that are just miserable, like winter. If you live in Ohio, like I do, winter, yes, is miserable. And it represents bringing in the beautiful sunshine, the warm nights, the nights and the days longer. So today I have a very special podcast. We are going to be talking about preparing your pantry. You're doing your spring cleaning, you're getting out the old, you're bringing in the new, and what better time to go through your pantry items and see what you need to restock. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to clean out your pantry, what to look for, how to take those steps. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to restock and the best things to keep in your pantry so that you can make diverse meals without having to run to the store every time you need something. There's nothing worse than when you're doing a recipe and you get to the bottom of the recipe and you realize I didn't have like half the items. You have to run to the store. That is the absolute worst thing to have to do. So today we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be focusing on what we have. We're going to clean up some things. We're going to get rid of some things. So if you want to come along with me on this journey, I have a whole lot of examples, and I'll also add some in the pictures of things I don't personally have. But my pantry is tailored towards what my family likes to eat and what I like to eat. And so I wanted you to do the same thing. So your pantry can be whatever you need it to be. And it depends on what you're cooking, what you're needing, if you are what your specific diet is. And I have my notes on my iPad. So if you see me looking down at my notes, it's because I'm trying to get my iPad to act right so we can get this together. So let's get this done. Let's do this. We're going to start off with talking about, there we go, there's my notes. We're going to talk about like what it is you need to do first. So your step one to your spring pantry cleaning is do an honest sweep. Go into your pantry, whether it be your seasoning pantry, whether it be your physical pantry. If you don't have an actual pantry, your cabinets, because I don't want people to get caught up in words. Go into your pantry, your cabinet, and number one, look at what's expired. Is it expired? Check the dates. It's okay to throw it away. I definitely have purchased things that I thought I was going to use and then keep them for like 2 years and realize that they're expired. And does this item fit into how I actually want to eat? So you may have things still in your pantry that fit with your old self of eating. If you have snack bars that you would not eat, you're not going to eat them. I just did this the other day. I went to an event and they had these cereal bars. I don't usually eat those because they're really high in carbs and they don't have a lot of protein and they don't have the best nutritional value. They usually have high sugar. So I grabbed one because it was free, of course, and then I still have it. So I might just take it to work and put it on my work kitchen, and somebody who wants it will eat it. Another example is I bought some candy to send to a friend, which I wasn't going to eat. It's my favorite candy, and it was almost expiring. I took it to work and shared it with them. I didn't have to throw it away. So does it fit into how I actually want to eat? So the candy was one of the things, like, I don't want this in my house because I don't want to eat it, because I know if it stays here, I'm going to eat it for sure. So I gave it to my work, and I went in, left it on the counter, and they killed it. So that's another way that you can get rid of items that may not be expired, but they don't fit in with your present lifestyle. Okay, let's move on to step 2. So you've gone through your pantry. You've gotten all the expired items out, thrown them away. You want to clean those pantries out, wipe them out, clean them out, get rid of all the old residue and dust and dirt and all the stuff that's built up in there that you have not taken out or cleaned out since you had all that stuff in there. Clean it out and replace the items that you have. The next step, step 2 to our pantry planning, is meal planning. So look at what you have. I love to do this. This used to be one of my favorite things to do. There was this show back in the 2000s, late 2000s, called Door Knock Dinners. Me and my husband used to love to watch this show. I forgot the guy who was on that. I can't remember. But he used to go in people's houses, and whatever they had, he would make a meal out of. And so one of the things on step 2 is meal planning. Look at what you already have and see what you can make out of what you already have. You might have a can of beans, a couple different cans of beans. You can make a soup out of that. You may have some seasonings that you could add in that soup. You could have enough to make chili in your pantry. You could have, there's so many options. You can try different recipes. I love to do this. Go on Pinterest and you can put in, I have these items, and it will show you recipes that you can actually make from those items that you have. Something is in my eye and it's not being kind to me. Let's try to get that out. You can use different items. So that's a really good trick, and that's a great way to save money, using what you already have. And then once you've established, okay, I can make these meals with these items, these meals with these items, start refilling the gap list. Create a gap list. And I always do this in my phone because it's much easier in my phone, because I know when I go to the grocery store, for me at least, I'm going to have that list in my phone. And I keep that running list. And, my family, I tell them if we run out of something, let me know, because I can put it in my list. We also have a board in our kitchen. We sometimes write it on there as well. And so that's another way that you can fill the pantry gap. And that's the way that you can know what you need, so you're not overbuying. Who has gone to the store, said, oh, I see garlic powder, let me buy it, and come home and you already have like 3 garlic powders? So I did that so many times that I now have a back stock of seasonings in my laundry room closet, so that when I run out of one seasoning, I have another. I've done that so many times. So I don't feel bad. If that's you, that is also me as well. So to prevent having that extra and then those potentially expiring, check your pantry before you go shopping, before you buy black beans. Check and see if you have black beans. I definitely have been guilty of having so many black beans that I had to just tell myself, don't buy any. Check your pantry, see what you have, and fill in the gaps, and keep a running list of that gaps. You want to also smell your oils. Toss any oils that don't smell good, that don't have a good fragrance, that don't smell like they should smell. I think I've had oils sometimes, and I use oils probably pretty frequently, but when you open them, they don't have the right consistency. Throw them out. Anything that's imperfect but is still good, keep and store it. And then from your spice collection, if it's fresh, whole grains with good shelf life, items that anchor 3+ meals, you can actually make something with, keep those. All right, now comes the fun part. So we're going to look at our pantries in different categories. I think we're doing 5 different categories. We're going to start with our grains. So these are some items that I personally keep on hand in my pantry that are grains that we use frequently, that I always have on hand. Okay, so these are some grains that I personally keep on hand in my pantry, and I'm going to name some other ones that you can keep on hand in yours. So we always have an oatmeal, a rolled oats. You can do your regular daily oatmeal. I use this also to make oat flour when I make the breakfast pancakes, breakfast bowl, pancake bowls. You can also use this to make, I've seen make healthy cookies. So your oatmeal can serve a lot of purposes. Quinoa is a wonderful whole grain that you can use in place of rice. And I have a little bit left in there. It looks like I need to restock, so I need to add that to the list this week. Sometimes I keep some of the quick packaged rice and grains just on hand. These are great if you don't really have the time to make a pot of rice and you need some type of carb to go with your dinner. These are great to just have on hand. Now, let's check the expiration date of this one because I feel like I bought this a long time ago. Yeah, I have this till November, so we're still good. So these on hand are great. I get these at Aldi. You can stick these in the microwave, and it's a really quick way to get a grain in. I always keep some type of pasta. So if I'm making a quick meal, I don't have a lot of time, you can always throw a meat in with a pasta and some sauce, or you can make your own sauce, or you can just use like garlic and lemon and do a little pasta. So always keep some pasta on hand. Now, I would probably recommend from a health perspective, stone ground grits, but we don't eat grits often. And when we do, these are the ones that I kind of grew up on from the South, and these are the ones that we love. These are Jim Dandies. But you can find any type of grit. But grits are great not only for breakfast, but they're great for dinner, like shrimp and grits. I also have made a beef, like a beef meal, and then we put the grits under it and that on top of it. Oh, so good. And then some sort of rice. So we use jasmine rice, and you can see I use a lot. I buy this in bulk. It's way cheaper. If you're looking for a higher fiber, you want to try a brown rice. So these are things that we keep on stock. There's some other things that you can keep on stock. Brown rice, quinoa, your rolled oats, couscous, lentils in bags are another great option to keep on stock. Couscous, all right, I said brown rice, and stone rolled oats actually have more fiber. And these are also can be, and yeah, I think that's it for grains. So that's it for grains. So these are just some things that I always keep on hand that I can always make a quick and easy breakfast, lunch, or dinner with. Our next category is protein anchors. So always keeping some proteins that are quick and easy on hand. We almost always have either these packaged tunas or these canned tunas on hand. Other things you can keep on hand that I always have are black beans. And one thing I'm out of is cannellini beans. I couldn't get that out. And kidney beans. Those are two other options. I need to put those on my gap fill list because I usually keep those in the pantry just in case. Also, you can keep canned salmon is another really great thing to keep on hand. You can make that into a dish. You can make like salmon patties, salmon burgers, or another great thing you can make. I'll say we have the tuna here, and wild caught salmon is your best choice. Wild caught salmon. Another one is hemp seeds, which I thought I had. I have some flax seeds. Hemp seeds, nutritional yeast, which I actually have, but I forgot to grab. Tempeh is another one. And then edamame. I love to keep frozen edamame. I haven't gotten them in a while, but they're great to throw into salads for some extra protein, to throw alongside a meal. Like sometimes if I make an Asian-inspired meal, I'll throw some edamame on the side of that. And it's a great added protein fiber to your meal. To actually change and improve like whatever you're trying to make to improve the quality. So a couple things that I always keep on hand are diced tomatoes. So you may not be able to have fresh tomatoes, but tomatoes can be used for soup bases. Tomatoes can be used for not only soup bases, like I use these canned tomatoes sometimes to make my breakfast dish where I put the tomatoes and the garlic and the basil and the eggs in. You can use those canned tomatoes. Tomato paste, tomato sauce and tomato paste are two really great options. Tomato paste almost more because you can make tomato sauce out of tomato paste. So keeping those on stock. These are a few of the other sauces that I recommend if you're trying to switch it up. So what would be on this table if I didn't already make this myself would be beef broth and chicken broth. And actually I forgot the bouillon for the beef, but I like to use this better than bouillon to make my own chicken broth. But you can also keep the boxes of it, or you can buy it like when you need it, but you can keep those and store those, and then you'll always have those to make soup. Let's see what else we got. Oh, apple cider vinegar, so good for your digestive system. And this is from Aldi. You want to get the one with the mothers in it. This is great for making dressings and a couple others that are kind of specific to the cuisines that I personally like. Asian cuisine is one of my favorite. You have some fish sauce on hand. Always have you some soy sauce. Use the low sodium soy sauce. I bought this and because I wanted to get a large one, but I got the regular, so I have to end up adding some water to this to make it low sodium. So low sodium soy sauce, always keep that on hand. You know, I told you before, my hoisin sauce, keep that hoisin sauce on hand. And sriracha. Sriracha is great over eggs. You can use it to make sauces. And it's a great addition for a little heat into some soups. Asian-inspired and non-Asian inspired soup. Some other things that you can keep on hand, Worcestershire. Can we all say that together? Worcestershire. You can keep Worcestershire sauce, tamari, miso paste if you like to make more Asian cuisines. Coconut milk is another one to keep on hand. And I told you, I did have some on hand that I had on for a while, but I made some curry. So I don't have any on hand. I need to pick some up. I need to add that to my Gap list. Let's see, what else are some other ones? I think that's pretty much covers it. The broths you can use, and then the diced tomatoes I already said. So these are some sauce and liquid layers to keep on hand for your pantry stock. Category is fat and flavor builders. Let me just go back real quick. I forgot to add in the red wine vinegar into our last group. So this is another great one to keep on stock for salad dressings. That's what I mostly use it for, is for salad dressings. Okay, moving on. Get out of here. Fats and flavor builders. So you always have to have a healthy fat. And I don't have in here avocados because they're not really pantry builders because they're going to go bad. So we have our avocado oil. We have our olive oil. This is my really good olive oil. I'm holding on to that as long as I can. Another one that I always keep on stock, sesame oil. When you're making Asian meals, you got to have some sesame oil for that. Walnuts, great for the brain health. Chia seeds, these I need to go on the Gap list because this is the last that I have. So these and these I always keep on my Gap fill list because we eat those a lot. Flaxseed is another one that keep on hand. You can use in your chia seed puddings. You can use in your yogurt. You can use this along in place of actually you can use flaxseed in place of egg. There's a way you can make it, but I don't ask me. Look that one up. And then peanut butter, almond butter, but you want to make sure you have a healthy peanut butter or almond butter. Hold on, let me get this in the camera. Peanut butter or almond butter. This one right here is from Trader Joe's and it only has dry roasted peanuts and salt. So you want to choose a peanut butter or almond butter that does not have a lot of ingredients and it's minimally processed. And these are great options for fats. Some other options for fats to keep in your pantry storage: full fat coconut milk. We have the avocado oil, olive oil. I think I add those. Almonds. Forgot to bring my almonds over. Pumpkin seeds, which are a great form of magnesium. Get you some pumpkin seeds. These are great things you can add on into your meal as well as cook with. Let's go on to our next category. Spices, sauces, but your seasonings. This is where we hit home run. So these are some things that I personally keep on stock. I'm realizing there's a couple things I think I need to go shopping for while I'm sitting here looking through, but let me see if I can read through. So ground cinnamon, we use this in our coffee. When I'm making some desserts, I use this in Greek yogurt. You can use these so many ways. Baking, gotta keep that on hand. Granulated garlic, if you don't have fresh garlic and you wanna add some garlic seasoning or you add fresh garlic in, you need to add a little, keeping granulated garlic or ground garlic on hand, priceless. Bay leaves, great to go in soups, add flavor. You know, you always want to take them out when you serve it, but keeping some bay leaves on hand. This is one that I don't use often, but I have kept this on hand, and I probably need to check the expiration date of this because I've had this for a long time. This may be one that might have to go back. Herbs de Provence, and oh shoot. I hope this isn't expired. I don't know. I'm going to look at the expiration date because I've had this one a long time and I love just throwing this in. Sometimes this is great if you're making potatoes in the oven or just as additional seasoning. It has a whole bunch of different seasonings in it. It's got margarine, it's got rosemary, sage, lavender, and thyme in it. So it contains several different. Here's the thing about, we forget about when we're using seasonings, that these are also have nutritional value. When you think about, we don't really usually think about that when we're thinking about our seasonings. They also carry nutritional value. Here's a few other things I always keep on hand. Oregano, always for my Italian dishes. Italian seasoning is great when you're on chicken, with your Italian dishes, but also just as a seasoning. I love Italian seasoning. Onion powder is a must. You got to always keep onion powder on hand. I had one of my children who did not like chopped onions, so I always had to have onion powder on hand. Now he likes chopped onions, so, and all my kids do, so, which is great. So, but I keep that on hand for seasoning. Cumin, when I'm doing like Cuban dishes or Latino dishes, this cumin, golden. Always black pepper. I don't have salt out here. I use pink Himalayan salt. I just think it has more minerals in it. People argue salt is salt, but I just think it has more minerals, so that's why I use it. That's just my choice. Parsley, turmeric, which as you can see, my turmeric, a little low. Paprika, which is great for seasoning. Rosemary, and I look forward to summer to get these seasoning, and basil leaves. And my category is our healthy snacks and sweeteners. Now, these are things that we personally keep on hand. I'll name a few others that you can use that'll be great options, but maple syrup, I'm just not a fan of the sugar-free syrups. Now, you can use those. I try to keep our ingredients that we use as clean as possible and try to use as minimally processed as possible. Now, if you're trying to use like a low sugar, you're working towards a low calorie, a sugar-free syrup is an option because it is way lower in calories. But I like using maple syrup because I just like using something that's not processed, that has more natural value. And yes, this is only maple syrup. So I like using maple syrup. Local honey is your best choice. You know why? Because bees from your local area have been collecting that honey and making that honey, and it helps with your allergies. So they're going to be collecting that pollen. They're going to be making honey from the local things that give you allergies. And it's almost like a little allergy shot where you're getting small amounts of it so that you build up more resistance. So we always get a local honey. Dates can be used so many different ways. You can actually make date paste to sweeten desserts. You can make date, you can use this like to blend it into smoothies. You can make like your little, I think I've shown this in one of the classes I taught, the dates with peanut butter and a little sea salt and maybe a little chocolate on there, and it tastes like a Snickers. There's all kind of recipes. Dates have a lot of fiber, and so that's why they're a great option for a sweet treat. And then we always keep on hand either dark chocolate or semi-sweet chocolate. Dark chocolate mostly I use, and I will use this for just snacking. It's great, has great antioxidant properties. And so I'll keep this on hand and have a few pieces after lunch, after dinner, if I need a sweet taste, because I am a sweet tooth kind of girl. I like me a little sweet. So I will have a little of this chocolate. I've also used it in cookies. You can also melt it and put it on top of your yogurt, and then put that in the freezer, and it makes like a crunchy, like almost like a Dairy Queen topping. You can use this for like healthy desserts. You can, make like little sweet balls with like little dessert, little sweet desserts, and then coat them with dark chocolate so you do get that antioxidant. A couple of other sweet, wholesome snacks you can keep on hand are raw nuts, which we already have with the walnuts, and you can use pecans, pumpkin seeds, walnuts, whole grain crackers, and dried fruit that's unsweetened. Check the label. Most dried fruit is pretty doggone sweet. Unsweetened dried fruit. We have honey, maple syrup, we've already mentioned, our dates, cacao powder, which I forgot to grab out. You can use cacao powder. We have the dark chocolate. And then some other things to keep on hand that I do sometimes for if I need a sweet treat is some tea. Green tea, or you can use an herbal tea. I like to have tea sometimes after my meals because it like provides that sweet taste that I want, but it doesn't have any calories. So those are some great options. Hopefully this has been really helpful. A couple ways to utilize, number one, let's go back through what we talked about a little bit. Number one, go in and do a pantry clean out. Check those expiration dates. Have you used it in the last 3 months? And can you donate it or give it to somebody else? Take it to work, give it to some people, give it to a neighbor. And then you want to go in and you want to see what you can make out of the items you already have. So plan your meals, look at what you already have, and plan meals around that. Then you want to do your gap list. You want to fill in the gaps for the grocery store when you go to the store with the things that you don't have and the things that you need. Because otherwise you're just going to be over shopping, overspending, and we are in the money saving, healthy living mode right now. And then talk a little bit about reading those labels when you're at the store. If you're looking to have low sugar, read the labels. See how many calories it has. See how much added sugar is in there. So these are just some other tips. So I hope this has been helpful to help you plan your meals, plan your shopping, and also to get some spring cleaning done. It's spring cleaning time. Have fun. Put some music on while you're doing it. Get the kids involved. Get your husband involved. And reorganize that pantry so that you have a pantry that can be used for healthy meals, for more cost-effective meals, and to create your sweetest life, your healthiest, longest, most productive life. You guys, thanks for joining me again. This has been so much fun going through my pantry and showing you some of the things that I have as staples. And hey, comment below. What do you use as staples? What are some of the staple things that you like to keep in your kitchen? I want to hear what you guys are using in your kitchen for staples. And if there was something on this video that kind of like, aha moment, comment below. I want to know what you guys are hearing, what you're seeing, what is impacting you. So comment below something that's been an aha moment or one of your staples that you like to keep in. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I want to hear from you, so definitely comment and subscribe to my channel so you can get more healthy living tips. See you guys next time. Bye-bye. Thank you guys again for watching. Remember, be sure to download your free tips and tricks. It's like a 12-page document. I did some work on this. But it's your spring pantry cleaning checklist. It's going to give you step-by-step getting your pantry prepared for spring. So let's go. Spring is almost here. We got to be ready. All right, you guys, enjoy your free download and enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great day.